Hi everyone, and welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you watching our show. We hope you like, subscribe, and share, and go to our Instagram page. Thank you. Today's topic is, do you leave your gun in your car? You're driving. You just, wherever you go, do you just let it sit in the car? Do you leave it in your car overnight? What do you do? Instructor Paul, what are your thoughts about this?
Listen, I'm against it, but at the same time, it depends on the situation. If I'm going to the gym, I can't take my gun into the gym, okay? So it's going to have to stay in the car. If I'm going to the courthouse, okay? You don't need that. You can't have a gun going into the courthouse. So the gun usually is in the car. It just depends on the situation. But what I try to tell people, limit the amount of time a gun is in the car. Limit the amount of time a gun is in the car.
You do everything in your power not to have that gun in the car. It can just be so catastrophic. You have thieves stealing your gun, using it for crimes. It's just terrible. It's a terrible idea. You're better off always having it on you. If someone runs up to you with a knife or, something kicks off with road rage, sometimes you don't have the time to go to your glove box and pull it out of your center console.
Yeah.
You're always better to have it on you. And I know you had a friend that had an incident recently.
Yeah, he got his car broken into. He accidentally left his gun in the car overnight, and then the next morning he comes and the window was smashed, and they went inside his glove box and they took his gun. And then the cops came, and when they came and they gave him the third degree, they said, look, you need to have your gun on you. Shouldn't have left it in the car overnight, because now we're going to have to, there's no telling where that gun is, And
I know someone who had a big pickup truck down in Florida, all jacked up and with big rims and everything, and he had an AR-15 all souped up.
Wow.
And he had it in the car, and he leaves it in the car. It's not under lock and key or anything. He has it under the back seat. I don't know why he keeps it under the back seat, whatever, but he did, and someone stole it.
Yeah.
Someone stole it. And the cops, let me tell you something. You report that, you're going to get it, okay?
Yeah.
And they that's not a good thing, leaving it in there. You're going to fill out the paperwork. It's a problem. You hope that gun is not used in a murder or a very serious crime.
Yeah.
Okay, there's enough guns on the street. And you're better off just keeping it on you.
Yeah.
All right? It's always better on you. It's easy access. Easy to save your life, your family's life, having it on you.
Yeah, I know that. You know what? I knew an instructor that, this may come off the subject a little bit, but bear with me. He would never put any of those gun signs on the back of his car.
Oh yeah.
He would never do it, because he's saying that you open yourself up for people to break into your car thinking you may have a weapon in there.
Absolutely right. They say that all the time. You don't put any of those stickers on or anything.
No.
Even if you don't have it, they might break in. Right, like you said, they're going to think you have a gun, and some people have the gun, right?
Yeah,
some people have it.
Yeah.
They have it, and it gets stolen, and this stuff happens, and some of these are used in murders and other crimes.
Yeah.
And you got to understand something. Some states, it's not legal, right? I don't think it's legal in some of these states to keep a gun in your car.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't think some of them. I got to find out for sure and verify that. Someone was just telling me that. I forgot the name of the states. But there might be some laws, local laws. I know New York, every county is different, right, for gun rules, right?
Yes,
Some is harder to get your license than others, and you can't carry in New York City. So I think certain counties there's different rules. You got to look into the laws.
You've got to look in the laws
and see if that's even allowed to leave your gun in the car.
Yeah.
And what about those of you who have kids and children?
Yeah.
You leave a gun in the car, and the kids are, you have it unlocked, and you're taking them to some event or a play date, and you just happen to forget, and you leave your gun in the car, and all of a sudden your 8-year-old or 9-year-old or older or younger are taking out that gun, and there you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be a real problem right there.
It can be a problem. When I used to do judo, when I was in England, I'd done a lot of judo. But anyway, I came to this country, and I said, you know what? Let me take a little class. A guy was doing some self-defense classes, and because of my judo background, I said to him, I'll come and do a few lessons with you. So he gave me the address, and the address was at a school.
Oh wow!
And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I can't carry the gun on the school premises. So every Tuesday and Thursday nights we would work out, And those 2 nights, I was so nervous because I couldn't take my gun.
Right.
I couldn't take it. I could not have the gun on the school premises, so I'd have to leave the gun at my home and then just cold turkey go to the school and do the self-defense course, and leave there at night at 10:30 at night. You know,
Yeah.
on the school premises, but there was
Yeah.
no gun in the
Yeah.
car and there was no gun on me. You know, so
yeah. I have a
it's-
friend of mine who had a gun in the car, but he had it in a special safe in a lockbox, and I said, it's not a good idea, just my opinion, you know,
Yeah.
you can do what you want, but he had the whole thing ripped out. He had it bolted into like the side of the center console, wherever he did, and they found out, and they ripped it out. They
Yeah.
tore the whole thing out of the car, and just whatever, the whole safe out of the car, so.
you have to be
It's never
mindful.
good. It's never good to keep your gun in the car. Sometimes you might have to, as we said, but try to make it a habit to keep it on you. And it's always safer to have it on you and easy access if you have your firearm on you. So, anyway.
Can I say
Yeah, of
one more
course.
thing before you close? Another thing that I personally do is when I'm going to the range. And you know our range days. You know me, I bring a ton of stuff when I'm going to the ranges. You bring rifles, you bring
Everything.
shotguns, you bring everything. I always have a moving blanket in my vehicle. So that when I've got that stuff in the back of my SUV, it's covered up with the moving blanket. Okay? Because I don't want people just walking by. Like, for instance, if I've got to go to the store, go to Publix on the way back, I don't want people looking in the back of my SUV.
You have to cover it up, of course.
You cover everything
Your
up.
gun cases, even though they're in cases.
You
have to
cover them up.
Of course. Agree.
You know, so it's just being responsible, being mindful that we are carrying firearms, but we don't want the whole world knowing.
Agree.
What about a backup gun? Would you leave a backup gun in your back? You have your personal gun on you, but if you have a backup gun, would you leave like a 22 stuck somewhere in the car?
It doesn't even have to be a 22. It can be, regular 9mm or whatever. Yeah, I think that a backup gun is important, and sometimes I carry that. You know,
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
I carry a backup gun. I'll carry one on my ankle or whatever. So anyway, do not leave your gun in the car. That's the meaning of today's show. All right. So I hope everyone enjoyed.